Good everyone. For the past several years, my classroom was a field and my chalkboard was a vessel. I teach physical education in health and I coach a football team. My job has been to build strong bodies, sharp reflexes, and disciplined minds. But today, I want to tell you about a different kind of training I've been putting myself through, one that happens in front of a screen instead of a scoreboard. I'm going to talk about my journey transitioning from teaching and coaching into a software engineering and what that move has taught me about learning itself. Here's where we are. Here is where we are headed. First, why this shift made more sense than it might seem. Second, what the actual journey into code has looked like. And third, what I've discovered about growth that applies whether you are on a football pitch or in front of a terminal. When people hear PE teacher becomes a coder, they usually picture two completely unrelated worlds. But coaching and coding have more in common than you think. As a coach, my job was never just to blow whistle. It was to break down complex skill, a tackle, a formation, a strategy into small teachable steps. It was to watch a player fall, diagnose exactly what went wrong, and adjust the drill until it clicked. That is the that is in essence the bargain. You don't fix a bad play by yelling louder. You fix it by finding the root cause and correcting one piece at a time. Teaching health, teaching health class taught me something else. How to take something complicated and then and explain it so it makes sense to someone hearing it for the first time. That skill, breaking down complexity, turned out to be exactly what programming demands every single day. So the transition wasn't really a leap into the unknown. It was it was pointing to same instincts I rather had at a new subject. I am currently a student with with ALX software engineering program working through two parallel tracks at once. A low level track built around a C programming language and a high level track built around Python. The low level track is like strength training. Working in C means I'm close to the machine, managing memory myself, understanding exactly what a computer is doing step by step with no shortcuts. It's demanding and honestly sometimes frustrating, but just like running Caesar drills builds the foundation for game day agility. Wrestling with C is building a foundation I can't get any other way. The Python track is more like learning tactics and playbooks. It is higher level, faster to build with, and lets me focus on solving real problems instead of managing every low level detail. Some weeks I'm debugging a segmentation fault in C at night after running practice all afternoon. Other weeks I'm building a Python script between grading papers. It is not always glamorous. There have been plenty of moments of staring at an error message. The way I would stare at game footage, trying to figure out exactly where it went wrong. But every project completed, every assignment submitted is a proof that the transition is real, not a hobby on the other side, but a genuine second craft I'm building. I'm building one function and one lesson plan at a time. If there's one thing, if there's one thing, coaching and coding have both hammered into me is this mastery. It's never immediate in sports or in software. A footballer doesn't master a first touch in one practice. A programmer doesn't master recursion in one lesson. Growth happens in repetitions, in showing up to the pitch or to the code editor day after day, even when progress feels invisible. That's the mindset I bring into every ALX assignment. I don't expect to get it right for at the first time. I expect to iterate the same way I'll tell a player to run the drill again and again. So today I've shared how I moved from the classroom and the football pitch into the world of software engineering. Why the instinct transferred, what the day-to-day journey through C and Python has actually looked like, and the mindset of steady repeated growth and ties both worlds together. I am not leaving coaching behind. I am adding a new game to play. And if there's one thing I'd want you to take with you today is this: the skills you have already built in on in one field are rarely wasted when you step into another. You just have to be willing to run the drill again. Thank you.